Welcome to the Center for Language Learning. In August 2023, the Center for Language Learning celebrates its silver anniversary. 25 years dedicated to foreign language teaching and learning and cultural diversity. The CLL has truly become a hub for all things foreign language and culture related. Join us as we look back on its humble beginnings, reflect on its impact, and look forward to the future. The Center for Language Learning first opened its doors in January 1998. Its objective was clear: to be the institutional means for expanding and organizing the teaching of foreign languages. The first courses offered were non-specialist courses in French and Spanish. While the St. Augustine campus is historically known for its programs in engineering and agriculture, foreign language learning has always been viewed as important to enriching the student's experience, granting access to study abroad opportunities and work, and enriching and increasing multicultural awareness. In 1987, former President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, then campus principal and pro-vice chancellor, Professor George Maxwell Richards, and former university registrar, Mr. Zafar Ali, agreed to the building of a dedicated home for foreign languages, which would replace a then aging language laboratory. Prior to the three-story building that stands before you today, language classes were held at the Learning Resource Center, LRC, and the Language Lab. Very humble beginnings indeed. Having a space on campus entirely dedicated to non-specialist foreign languages and their cultures required a significant amount of planning and collaboration. The CLL would not be in existence were it not for the vision of the former campus principal and Professor Emeritus of Economics, Professor Compton Bourne, founding director Dr. Sylvia Moody Kublal Singh, and academic stalwart Honorary Professor Lancelot Cowie, Rotarians Mr. Rupert Cheeks, Mr. Ivan Yee, Mr. Kishore Advani, Mr. Anthony Campbell, and Mr. Andrew McCochran generously pledged $1 million toward the building project. Funding was also provided by the Inter-American Development Bank, the West Indian Tobacco Company, and the Canadian International Development Agency.
So based on my earlier observations, I decided to do something urgently. And as a former president of the Port of Spain West Rotary Club, I approached various industrialists in Port of Spain with the idea of enlisting their support. And to my major surprise, there was consensus and a desire to push the project forward. Mr. Rupert Cheeks, manufacturer, Trinidad and Tobago Electrical Contractors, Mr. Ivan Yee, Berger Paints, Campbell and Associates, quantity surveyors and quantity surveyors, and experience in development of projects. Bankers such as Dunbar McIntyre, who was a Republic Bank at the time, Andy McCracken from First Citizens Bank, they all began to give solid support for the establishing of a new facility.
Since its inception in 1997, the CLL has come to be known as a unique UA institution that offers high-caliber non-specialist courses and a fun multicultural experience to all who enter its doors or join us remotely. Its silver anniversary thus offers an opportunity to reflect on its accomplishments, stakeholders, and its ever-promising future. How does a language center that began with 2 full-time staff members and a small cohort blossom into a center for all things foreign language related? As the only university language center in the Caribbean region, the CLL has had to be innovative in its approach to quality assurance. Thanks to its memberships, the CLL has expeditiously executed its mandate. Former and longest-standing director, Professor Beverly Ann Carter, describes the importance of CLL's institutional affiliations.
So we have had the quality assurance reviews, and those are driven by the University of the West Indies, their process. But internally also, I have found it useful to have colleagues come and do that kind of audit for us, simply from a point of professional support and development of our programs, and wanting to boost the quality of language education in various contexts. It was groundbreaking because, to my knowledge, it is the first time that language specialists on campus looked at foreign language learning beyond the classroom. And that was one of the things that was novel about it, because it was actually a project that tried to link what happens out in the community with the teaching of foreign languages on campus to specialists and non-specialists.
It now boasts some 8 foreign languages, including English as a second language. However, at one time, it also included Hindi, Italian, Korean, French Creole Patois, and Russian. Over these 25 years, the staff at the CLL has taught thousands of students. So what makes the CLL so special? Here's what some students and staff have to say.
So CLL brought in that profile, that one-on-one level where you could reach out to your teacher, whether it be on WhatsApp, whether it be in the classroom, whether it be even in the virtual forum. You could always ask a question, say, listen, I don't understand this, I would like some clarification with this. So more or less CLL concreted my studies of Spanish and helped me to grow even further.
At the CLL, I was very privileged and fortunate to be taught by native Japanese speakers. And I think that was really key to helping me to improve my listening and comprehension skills. It was also important because being native Japanese persons, they were able to introduce elements of culture into their classroom. And I think that sometimes when we learn in a language, we forget that it's not just about what comes out of your mouth, it's about understanding and interpreting the context in which things are said and done. So I think that was a really meaningful experience that I had here at the CLL.
My shortcoming was really in the fact that I did not have that language at a level that was adequate enough for a professional. So for me, particularly in our technical disciplines and particularly in how globally we set up, most of our work, especially as soon as we move from a national level and we go to regional and sub-regional, we have to interact with a number of countries that speak different languages. And then it becomes, the onus is really on you as an individual to have that capability and capacity. So I would really want to encourage particularly obviously students, because you are at that level and you are not yet aware of where your career will take you. So in terms of preparedness, that is a notch in the right direction. But even for professionals, we are in an era of global interaction, and we are engaged at many different levels. And in doing that, even if English is taken as the global language, we recognize that you are limited when you are only know one language. So those who are bi and multilingual certainly have an advantage in their ability to communicate and in their ability to work within their profession. So it is something that I will encourage all staff to take very seriously.
Now, a foreign language, learning a foreign language at our faculty, it is important because we deal with business, we deal with the behavioral sciences, we deal with economics, we deal with political science, and especially for business, it opens up a world of opportunities for us because we are able to interact with the world globally, we are able to form partnerships, affiliations. It is excellent for trade and industry and to also interact with our stakeholders.
So we here at the CLL are like a small family. We all get together and do things together.
Is well positioned to take the lead in introducing future generations to the many advantages of foreign language learning, multicultural awareness, as well as help them on the path to becoming regional and global citizens.
So I think that the CLL has a central role to play. I think it plays a fundamental role. I think it is a space that I would like not just the academic community, but also the public to begin to embrace. So the word, the center, the CLL, the Center for Language Learning, I think is important. Even the university has embraced this idea of CLL being the center of where languages can be taught and learned and embraced. The Vice Chancellor started a very, very important project called the Foreign Language Requirement. And now we have students that are required, if they don't come in with the requirements, to learn a foreign language. This is an excellent development because it allows for students students being a part of any discipline, having to acquire some sort of knowledge of a foreign language. And I think this is important, and it shows the value of what a foreign language can do for an education. Foreign languages not only open us up to different cultures, but I've always said it sort of helps you to learn about your own language and your own culture because it offers a point of comparison. I learned French as my foreign language, did some work on Spanish, although I wouldn't dare speak any Spanish right now. But it helped me, in a strange way, learn a lot about English and English culture and Trinidadian culture and Caribbean culture. When we talk about languages, I think we need to not just think of, French, Spanish, and all of the traditional languages we think of. Think of all the Creole languages that we have in the Caribbean. Think about the African languages that can be taught, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. There's a wide range of languages that students can learn from and grow into. The exposure to other cultures is central, and we get this so directly through languages.
I think for me, I'm mostly interested in getting this cultural awareness, an awakening, if you will, among our students and among the general public as to the wealth of cultures and sensitivity to those cultures. I think Trinidad is also an interesting place because we have so much in our background in terms of the linguistic varieties and also
the various cultures, but I think the sensitivity is what we need to work on.
The CLL will continue to fulfill its mandate regarding research, engaging in impactful research in the areas of foreign language acquisition. It is clear that the CLL's passion for the last 25 years has been helping adults from different backgrounds to learn foreign languages and discover new cultures. We would like to thank all of you, those who have shared in our legacy and those who have become a part of it. We look forward to surpassing our record of excellence for another 25 years and more.